If you're squeamish, you do want to hear this story. It's about Dana shite. Here we go. So recently I was on holiday. I was in Turkey, and as the holiday was getting on, you get a wee bit runnier down there, eh? And we were going whitewater rafting, right? So long journey, all day trip. It ended up being 8 in the morning to about 6:30, right? Anyway, went for breakfast and that, came back, started in the toilet, got that sort of way, Ken. I was like, oh, right, this happens on holidays. Anyway, so I didn't know how long the journey was to get to the whitewater rafting. This is a long story, right? So got in the taxi, the big bus that took us there, sorry, and then about an hour 20 minutes in, and I was like, this has been ages. And then by the stop, and they're like, you could do the toilet, and you can all these sorts of things, have some drinks. And I was like, alright. Went in the toilet, as you do. Right, it's like, right, I've got the shits here. So, go back in the taxi, got to whitewater rafting, right? At the base, the guy's like, right, blah blah blah, just going to the things you're going to do in the rafting and that. It's brilliant, by the way, it was good. No, what I'm going to tell you is good, but the rafting was good, right? So he's like, but if you did the toilet, go now, because you'll not get toilet again till lunch. And I was like, yeah, it's about fucking 9:30, sorry, about 9:45 here, eh? And I'm like, lunch could be at 1 o'clock. I'm getting a bit of the runs gone here, what the fuck? So, went to the toilet, diarrheaed again, proper, and I'm like, my guts were starting to go at this point. I was like, this isn't good. So we all got suited and booted up with our life jackets and that. Went in the Jeep. We're driving along, Ken, and I'm like, this isn't good, man. This is making my guts go again. Got to the headquarters bit where you're going to go rafting, and you have to walk a wee bit distance to get to your rafts and that. So we're out walking, and my guts are making noises, and I just turned around and looked to my daughter, and I was like, this is the worst thing that could possibly have fucking happened today, that I've got diarrhea. I was like, my guts are gone. I was like, oh, I feel like I need again. And obviously I was telling there was no toilets, Ken, until lunch. And I was looking, I was like, oh, what am I meant to do? I was panicking. I was trying to stay cool because I wasn't going to ruin it for my daughter. Looking about, I could see that there's loads of bushes in that, and I'm like, I said to my daughter, I was like, look, I might hate to go in these bushes and shite all over the place and wipe my arse from a basketball top. And she was like, huh? You done stuff like this before, like? And I was like, well, I've left my boxer shorts in many fucking pub in the toilets. And she was like, I didn't need to take in these things, right? So we're walking along, my guts were total gone. I was like, holding it in, it'd go away for 5 minutes and it'd come back. It wasn't like holding a shite in, you ken what it's like. Couldn't have just shove a cork up my arse, could I? Shouldn't have took the dildo out. Right, anyway, so we're at this fucking it's like a campsite. Loads of folk camping out, because this is what happens when the place where we done the rafting is in the mountains in Turkey, beautiful. Fresh water in that, no it matters. Fresh water, stunning scenery, but people camp all the way around it. Can just like people that's not got loads of money in that, because they could use obviously the fresh water for swimming and all that. So there's all these hundreds of fucking tents and that kicking about. And my guide that's going to take us on the rafting, I just randomly says to him, any chance of a toilet kicking about here? There's loads of fucking tents. And he was like, I see if you go up there at the back of that tent, there's a toilet up there. I was like, fucking you dancer. So fucking sprinted up. There's a toilet. There's 2 cubicles. Didn't even look in the toilet. Looked at nothing. Just sprinted in. There was one available. I jump on it. Didn't look in the toilet and just pulled my brakes down. Boom. Shat fucking tons. Obviously because I've been keeping it in. And then I turned around to my left to look for the toilet roll. And I went, holy fucking shit. Nut. For fuck's sake. And then the guy, foreigner, but he understood, Kent was a bit pissed off, and the cubicle next to me went, what is wrong, brother? And I was like, no paper. And he's like, you don't read in there. I says, no fucking that. I says, no fucking paper to white bum. And he's like, yes, I know, you use hand. And I was like, eh? And I was sort of just, I thought he was joking. So I just kept doing a shite, because I was fucking burst. I wasn't even thinking about anything. I was just empty everything out my fucking system I could. So I did a shite, went on for ages, and eventually I'm looking, I'm waiting, and I was just thinking, he's going to pass me some toilet paper across, surely. And he fucking... I hear him going, for fuck's sake, he starts fucking shouting and swearing and that, saying, this is fucking disgusting. No water. And I'm like, what do you mean no water? Then I was just like, you know what? I was like, you got paper? And he's like, no, I don't have paper. And there's no fucking water either. And I'm like, I take it what you mean, no water. What the fuck? And then I was sitting in the toilet and I was like, I'm going to use my fucking horn. Diarrhea. If it comes out straight, you don't need. It doesn't make as much mess as you would think on your bum, right? You just can't. Sometimes it sprays over it, but luckily for me it was all right. And I was like, right. And then it was when he said no water, I thought he meant in the toilet. So I got up a bit, I looked in, I was like, oh my god! It was full to the brim. With everything you can, it was brown as fuck, and I just fucking put the cream on top, kind of spray painted over the top of it. So I was trying to flush it, and it was like, oh, it doesn't flush. And I was like, maybe that's what it means, no water, it doesn't fucking flush. And I was sort of like, well, I didn't really give a fuck. But then I was like, how am I going to do this? Then I bought my basketball top. And I was like, well, so I took that off. And I was like, am I going to white marsh for my basketball top? And leave it. No, I've had this top for about 10, no, more than that. I've had this top for fucking, going on about 13 years. And I like it, it's a favourite of mine. I was like, I don't really want to do this and leave it. So, here we go. I put my hands in that shitty water, swirled it about, got my fingers and started whitening my ass. I wasn't fingering my ass about as well, it would have came out fucking cleaner. So I was doing that, done it a couple of times, and I was like, for fuck's sake, man. I just pulled my breeks up, and I was like, go out here and fucking wash my hands now, So got to the sink. When he says there was no water, the fucking sink doesn't work. So I'm turning the taps and nothing's fucking happening. I'm like, what the fuck? There's two guys as well. We just started it. This toilet, you couldn't swing a cart in, right? 2 cubicles in a sink. You could not swing a cart in it. There's no room. And there's 2 men in here. I'm thinking what they were wanting, a gangbang, or they want to sniff my fucking stinky ass. No fucking idea. But they were just in there and I'm walking about like, what the fuck? This is what I'm doing in this. I noticed there was a bucket and it had used like paper roll in it. And I was like, you fucking cunt. No, I didn't look to what the paper roll could have cum, snot, fucking anything on it. I didn't give a fuck. I just wiped my arse in front of these 2 guys, just standing there, Ken. I wasn't going in the cubicle again, man. I just done that, chucked it in, and I was like, looking at my fingers, and I'm like, for fuck's sake, what am I going to do now? So I put my fingers in, got my toilet roll out the fuck it used, and cleaned my fingers a bit, and I was like, oh, this is disgusting. Got out the toilet, shoved my fingers in some gravel, just to try and get rid of the smell a wee bit. I was going rafting so I could get access to water at some point. Walked back down and told my daughter, and she's like, and then I told the fucking the guy that was taking us rafting, and he's like, oh, they're public toilets, I would not use them. And I was like, you fucking told me they're fucking using them. I says I had to use them. I've got fucking diarrhea, you cunt. And he's like, I thought you were joking. And I was like,